What's going on, YouTube? This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. So I felt the impulse to go and do some yoga today. Again, there is such a deep relationship between the numbers 3, 6, and 9, our magnetism, our electricity. I felt the impulse to leave the house and come do yoga. And I got in the car at 1:46, and then I decided to come to this park, and I ended up parking at 1:53 p.m. on the dot. And you know, when I was coming in, there's more red vehicles. I think there's actually exactly 3 going down right here, and then 1 orange one. But yeah, another one just passed. That is a part of like what is going on today and what's been going on in regards to colors. Let's say over this past week, but it amplifying today of the amount of red vehicles that I have seen that have, you know, come down the street of where I live, which is a secluded area, including a fire truck, right? All red, and you know, all of the red that I've seen just on the streets today up to here with these red vehicles. And this is standing out to me because, you know, I was born in Kenya. I'm sure I've said this before, but I grew up stateside for the summers, which for me was from about June till August. And then I'd go back wherever I was overseas, you know, back to that a country in Africa, which is just another part of Atlantis. Let me be clear about that. And I'd come back to the States for Colorado, be here from that same time window, consistently without going to Arizona after my freshman year of high school. And then ever since I was adopted, I'd be coming back to Colorado. Now, I've been here in Colorado without going back to Kenya or anywhere else since 2016. I've been in Fort Collins since I graduated after 2020, so some point fall 2020, and I've been at this house location since April 22nd. There's only so many places I go to here in Fort Collins, but, you know, this past week, however it was said, up in the Astros, come down, put as many red vehicles in these areas as possible. Because again, with that time frame, you know, I've paid attention. I pick up on color. That's something that I just pick up on, and I pay attention to detail, and color is a part of that detail. An example of this is when I was at my mother's house in Loveland, Colorado. She wanted me to go over to like one of the neighbors' house, and I ended up seeing all of the neighbors, and after we left, I was like, wow, you're the only one with dark hair, like you're the only brunette up in there, everyone else is a dirty blonde or blonde. She was like, oh, that's not true. And then she went back and she was like, you know what, you're right. And that's just something that I have always just picked up on and has resonated, you know. And there is a relationship for every single one of us 9 ether beings with colors, color frequency, and our chakras, and how they can use and trick our chakras, trick us by manipulating these and using these colors to manipulate us. This is why with all the fast food restaurants, they are either red, there's either red in the corporation symbol, logo, building, or orange for fast food, you know, all across America, and then going into different areas of the world. And there's a reason for that, you know. It's to trick us and to get us into eating all of that food that is not beneficial to our bodies and to our avatars to keep us in a lower vibratory state. So today, there's been over 30, 40, maybe even 50 vehicles that have been red, that have passed down that secluded neighborhood street of mine, you know what I mean. And if it hasn't been a vehicle, the bikes that people are biking on are red, the clothes that people are wearing are red, and that is why it is standing out to me. I can't tell if that's a bee or a wasp. Either way, hey little guy. I think it's a bee. That is why it is standing out to me today. And you know, I'm just gonna put down the window. If you want to come in, come in. You're more than welcome. That is why it is standing out to me today. And I'm noticing like how I felt, which is just and that's because of the color and the color frequency of seeing so much red, and it just being noticeable. So let me just add, and I can get into these experiences in a different video with the astrals and stuff, but I'm living in this house and I moved in when there was 3 other gentlemen in there. One of them moved away and it bops back and forth every now and then. But for the 2 that are there right now, you know, one's named Dakota and the other's named Jeff. Dakota's currently working and Jeff just left to go on a trip back to New York. All that's going on is that they leave the house with or without their vehicle and then pop into the astrals. And when I am in the house, mess with me. What did that look like today for the brief time that I was in the house putting away dishes after I ate some oatmeal outside? I was putting away the dishes, and while I put one of the dishes away in one of the cupboards, in the plate cupboard, and then I was moving to silverware, I closed the cabinet, and then after I was done putting the silverware away, the cabinet was open, ajar. I then, you know, after putting all this stuff away, I closed it. And then I ended up going to my room to grab my stuff because I was like, let me go do some yoga, let me go breathe, which I'm about to do. And I ended up another red vehicle. Again, today it's standing out. It has not been like this, and I moved in on April 22nd. So this is just telling me, you know, for all of the beings who have all the power, the fallen angels, watchers, Anunnaki, blackamoors, Nephilim, are informing everyone else who falls under Pleiadian human beings, and the other species that fall under the category of our oppressors. This is what we're doing to make Ryan feel uncomfortable today, or to heighten the that disruptive frequency, for it to be a disruptive frequency for me to hold before being in that house, for the instances that occur like that one. And then when I was walking past the door after I grabbed my bag and my water bottle, I ended up going past one of the doors. And the door, which was already slightly ajar, open was like this. It was noticeable. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And then I left, and now I'm here just chilling, sitting in the parking lot. But there's definitely not a coincidence between all of the vehicles. I mean, excuse me, it's not random. You know, there's all a correlation for today, you know, why since I got up and since I sit outside, because I always just get up and I sit outside, I find it calming. And I like being outside. But seeing all of these red vehicles pass the house, and then coming here and seeing all of these, how interesting, the red vehicles, the 3 red vehicles that were here when I arrived and then parked right at 146 have now all left. Magic. I can't even say magic, but following the orders of fallen Anunnaki. Regardless, I know that this isn't just random and I'm overthinking stuff, because again, I've been in this location since April 22nd. It has not been this way at any of the parks that I've gone to, when I've gone grocery shopping, when I've been on that street just chilling, AM, evening, afternoon, PM. It's definitely intentional, and that color is, when that color is used in instances like with food to get us to drop in frequency, be in our fight or flight state, there be more of a likelihood that our magnetism is called to being in a place of fear, being, as a result, with that off balance. So yeah, I'm just sharing and documenting my experience that I am having currently today. I will be filming more videos, not so much pertaining to this, but I had a list of other videos that I wanted to film after yesterday, and yeah, that's that. So we'll see where this all leads. But yeah, I believe it's to, get me to be in, as I said, more of a fight or flight fear state. So when I am in that house and instances like that happen with the cabinet or the door, I am in a state of more fear, and I am more vulnerable to the spiritual abuse and torment, manipulation, that they are going to be doing everything they can to make me experience. So, on that note, give yourself what you need as always. Go within. If anything, this is definitely educating myself, educating me into more of reality and just how much of an illusion and matrix it is that not only I, but all of us who are carbonated and enslaved are living in. And because the tension, my feet being put to the fire is increasing, I'm reassured that this freedom, first off, all the information that I have found is real, and this freedom is right around the corner. Right around the corner being like 2025, 2026. That's not far. It's been 25 plus years of this enslavement. We're existing and living through the end times in a good way. On that note, I'm going to end this video and say I want to send peace, courage, protection, and divine cosmic love to every single 9 ether being who is on their journey of remembering their divinity and remembering who they are. I'll see y'all in the next one. Get some sunlight today.